Have you ever been stuck in that really frustrating loop of chronic pain? You know, that dull ache in your neck that always seems to be on one side and somehow feels worse when you wake up. You've probably tried everything: chiropractors, dry needling, dozens of PT exercises, and every practitioner gives you a slightly different theory about what's going on. You might get a little relief, but the problem always comes back. Same stiffness, same side, same frustration. It's like chasing shadows. Here's the part nobody tells you. What if the answer isn't where you've been looking? What if the real problem is hiding somewhere you'd never think to check? That's what we're exploring today, because the root cause of that chronic pain might not be your spine, your muscles, or your sleeping position. It could be your jaw. Yes, your jaw. I know that might sound unrelated at first, but stay with me. There's a growing body of evidence showing that your jaw plays a critical role in posture, balance, and even full body alignment, and most people have never even heard of it. Let's start with a real case. One client came in with chronic neck pain, always the same side, always worse in the morning. Nothing helped long term, until one practitioner asked a single question that shifted everything. What about your jaw? That one question opened up a completely new path of investigation. You see, we tend to put our body parts in separate boxes. We think the jaw is for chewing and talking, and that's it. But that's not how your body works. Your jaw is constantly sending feedback to your brain, and the area it speaks to most directly is the one that controls your posture and your balance. Let's talk about how the trigeminal nerve is the key player here. It's one of the most powerful sensory nerves in the human body, and it links your jaw to the brainstem, to the spine, and even to the areas responsible for spatial orientation and equilibrium. It's like a sensory superhighway. Any misalignment in your jaw, however small, can send distorted signals through this pathway. So what happens next? Your brain receives that distorted input and immediately goes into compensation mode. Maybe your head shifts forward, your neck muscles lock up, your back starts bracing, or, believe it or not, you develop tightness way down in your calves. Because when the brain thinks something's unstable, it recruits every part of the body to help stabilize. It doesn't care if the jaw is the source, it just wants to keep you upright and safe. Here's the critical point. These aren't random aches and pains. They're patterns, protective responses to faulty input. Your body is adapting around the misinformation coming from your jaw. And over time, those adaptations become your new normal. Still think it's just your pillow? There's real science to back this up. One pivotal study looked at children with something called a unilateral posterior crossbite. That means the teeth on one side of the mouth don't line up properly when the child bites down. Sounds minor, right? But the effects were anything but. These kids developed measurable postural distortions, head tilts, uneven shoulders, rotated pelvises, even spinal curve changes, all linked to a simple misalignment in their jaw. That's not a coincidence. That's a neurological cascade. So the next logical question is, what causes the jaw to get misaligned in the first place? The list is longer than you'd think. Daytime clenching, nighttime grinding, poor tongue posture, chewing only on one side, forward head posture from screens, even overuse from constant talking, gum chewing, or nail biting. These are things we do every day without thinking, but they add up, and they shift the way the jaw sits in the skull. That shift changes the message the jaw sends to the brain, and that's when the cascade starts. But here's what really blows people's minds. The symptoms that come from this can feel completely unrelated: dizziness, tinnitus, headaches, ear pressure, neck pain, upper back tightness, even voice fatigue and trouble swallowing. And let's not forget posture collapse. All of it potentially stemming from one misfiring sensor. So if you've been feeling stuck, hearing all the advice, trying all the exercises, and still nothing changes, this might be your missing link. And no, this idea is not fringe. More and more forward-thinking professionals are recognizing the role the jaw plays in full body mechanics. Chiropractors, physical therapists, TMJ specialists, even neurologists. The anatomy is clear, the nerve pathways are undeniable, and the results speak for themselves. Now here's the most exciting part. When you address the root input, when you correct the signal coming from the jaw, you're no longer fighting your body. You're working with it. The nervous system gets a new message, one of safety, one of stability, and the body finally stops compensating. That's when the tension starts to melt, not because you stretched it, but because the reason it was there in the first place is finally gone. So what does this mean in your daily life? It means less fatigue, less brain fog, less waking up already exhausted, because when your nervous system is constantly on alert, trying to compensate for a distorted signal, it drains you physically, mentally, emotionally. That tension in your face, neck, and shoulders isn't random. It's a full body response to instability that your brain is trying to solve around the clock. You don't fix that by foam rolling. You fix it by changing the signal. So here's the big takeaway. Your jaw is not just a mechanical hinge. It's a master control point in the nervous system, a sensor, a signal hub. And for some people, it's the overlooked root cause of pain that has followed them for years. If correcting your jaw alignment can ripple out and change everything from posture to pain to energy, what else in your body might be sending signals you've been missing? That's the real question. That's the deeper layer. And now you've got a new lens to look through. Lens to